Greetings of the day. Myself Chitra Sharma, Assistant Professor with AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, Pune. The subject which I will be covering today is hotel law, and the topic which I am going to go through is the Sales of Goods Act 1936, Part 2. In the Part 1, we have studied what is a sale, what is the agreement to sale, and we have seen what is the introduction and how this act came into force. The objective of this presentation is basically to understand how important is sales of goods act. It is a day-to-day process where there are sellers and buyers, and we need to understand what are the rights each one of them have got. This act is applicable to whole of India except the state of J&K. Now let us see what is a condition. This comes under the section 11 to 17. A condition is a stipulation which is essential to main purpose of a contract. It is very important there has to be certain condition. Otherwise, there can be breach which gives the aggravated party to terminate the contract. It can also go to the root cause of the contract also. It can also be non-fulfillment, upset, very basis of the contract. So conditions are very important. There are to be certain conditions to fulfill, then only the contract will stand valid. How is condition defined under the Sales of Goods Act? A condition is a stipulation essential to the main purpose of contract. The breach which give rise to right to treat the contract as repudiated. That means refusal to perform the duty. And what is a warranty? It is a stipulation collateral to the main purpose of the contract. It is a secondary importance. It doesn't have as much as importance as condition. If there is a breach of warranty, the aggravated party can only claim for the damages, but they don't have any right to treat the contract as repudiated. The definition of warranty can be said as a warranty is a stipulation collateral to the main purpose of the contract, the breach which gives rise to only claim for damages but not to a right to reject the goods and treat the contract as repudiated. Let us see what is the express and implied conditions and warranties. There are different types. They are said to be express when they are expressly provided by the partners or parties. They are said to be implied when the law deems their existence in the contract even without their actually having been put in the contract. So there are basically two types. That is one express where the expression or the communication has to be there, and implied and it is automatically enforced. The most important is doctrine of caveat empower. Caveat empower can be said as a fundamental principle of law of sale of goods. It basically means caution buyer. It is duty of the buyer to be careful when purchasing goods of his requirement, and in the absence of inquiry from the buyer, the seller is not bound to disclose every defect in the goods which he may be cognizant. There are few exceptions to doctrine of caveat emptor, like in case of misrepresentation by the seller can fool the buyer by misleading them. In case of suppression of the fact by not telling the original fact. In case of sale of description, he can sell the goods by misleading them. In case of sample branding, in case of sale by sample and description, there are few things which only comes as sample which can't be sold. If it is not written on the packet, the seller can sell it. Fitness for a particular purpose, the quality, the shelf life of the product, merchantable quality, whether it is the product is legible to be sold in the market or not. What is a passing or transferring of the property? Passing or transfer of property in goods from seller to buyer is a main object of contract of sale. Property in goods means ownership of the goods. An article may belong to A although it may not be in his possession. B may be in possession of that article although he is not a owner. It is important to know the precise moment of time at which the property is in the goods passes from seller to buyer for the following reasons. The significance, the time of transfer of ownership of goods decides the various rights and liabilities of seller and buyer. Risk, the owner to bear the risk, not the person who merely has a position. Action against a third party, the owner can take action, not the person who merely has a position. So we can conclude saying that the sale of goods is the most common of all commercial transactions. Knowledge of sale of goods is important to all. Further, we continue in the presentation 3, where we will learn about the unpaid seller and his rights. This presentation has been made with the reference from the Hotel Law Book, which is authored by Amitav Devendra, and it's an Oxford publication.